over the weekend, there was a protest of CNN here in Los Angeles. They wanted to protest the Bernie blackout. And so what is that? Well, we're going to show you what it is in a second. We're going to prove it to you as well. First of all, let me show you a tweet from the protest. Here's Matthew Allen, writes in, spending my Sunday doing a peaceful protest of CNN's blackout of Bernie Sanders, hashtag Occupy CNN, hashtag Bernie 2016. So I love the different reporting from the scene. We actually have a video that we shot there, so you'll get to see with your own eyes how many people were there. But look at Salon. They say the local Los Angeles NBC News affiliate reported that around 2,000 dedicated Sanders supporters, a local Fox News affiliate put the figure as low as 200 people, took to the streets to share protest signs referring to CNN as the Clinton News Network and calling on the network to stop hiding Bernie. So I'm greatly amused by that. NBC 2,000, Fox affiliate 200, right? Again, you'll see in a second how many people were actually there. And are they actually hiding Bernie Sanders? Well, not just CNN, but all the media. Well, I've got some numbers for you guys. This is according to the New York Times. According to one tally of nightly broadcast network news during the 2015 primary season, Sanders received a total of 20 minutes of coverage compared to Clinton's 121 minutes and Trump's 327 minutes. Okay, so let's give you more results. Another study that focused solely on network coverage showed Sanders receiving 6% of the coverage Trump did on the network news in 2015 and 16.5% that of Clinton. So now, compared to Trump, it is an outrage how little they've covered Bernie Sanders. And given that this guy, who was considered the most liberal senator in the country, derided by the mainstream media as a socialist, erased a 59-point lead that Hillary Clinton had nationally. In a recent poll, he was 1 point ahead of her. I mean, that is an unbelievable news story that a Democratic socialist, who you all dismissed universally, would come back and make this race this close. Nope, not interesting. Nope, not. Well, let's go back to Trump, right? Now, that's one thing. But in a race with Hillary Clinton versus Bernie Sanders, to give her 5 times, 6 times as much coverage as you give Bernie Sanders, also outrageous, maybe more outrageous. So, according to the study by the New York Times, Donald Trump has received over $1.8 billion worth of free media. By contrast, Clinton has received $746 million and Sanders $321 million. But look at the Clinton-Sanders numbers there. So that's well over $400 million advantage that Hillary Clinton has on top of the millions of dollars in advantage she had in the beginning by the large donors that she had. Now, Bernie Sanders has overcome some of those advantages by raising money from small donors, and he took in over $100 million from donors averaging only $27 just in the last 3 months. Those are amazing numbers. They're not coming from billionaires. They're not coming certainly from the networks. But that's also another good point, that some of these networks are run by Hillary Clinton donors. 2 out of the top 10 biggest donors to Hillary Clinton's campaign are Time Warner, which owns CNN, and Comcast, which owns NBC and MSNBC and CNBC. So I don't know why they don't disclose that before they do news coverage of these. I mean, look, if they say, hey, look, we're biased, that's okay. We're a giant donor to Hillary Clinton. We prefer her to Bernie Sanders. At least that's honest and no problem. But they never say that. They pretend to be neutral. They pretend to be unbiased while they give $400 million extra coverage to Hillary Clinton, let alone what they give to Donald Trump, let alone the direct political contributions they've given to Hillary Clinton. Those are facts, right? So those people that showed up in front of the CNN building, they know better than the average person. They don't know less because the mainstream media, again, in their enormous disdain of anyone who supports Bernie Sanders, like, oh, millennials, Bernie Sanders supporters, what would they know? Here's what they know, facts. The facts you never report on. By the way, did CNN cover this significant protest right outside their door? Of course not. Now, that I get at least because it's embarrassing. Others have jumped in, like Rosario Dawson, a very big Bernie Sanders supporter. She tweets in, I think my pronunciation of is questionable. Anyway, I think CNN is mad that I promoted the sit-in in front of their offices today. Hashtag getting to them. Hashtag do your job. And I love it. Anna showed up there just to see what was going on, and they went from the chant of CNN, do your job, CNN, do your job, to TYT does its job, TYT does its job. It's freaking awesome. Again, tape in 1 second. Let me give you one more tweet here. I like this sign from a protester, report the revolution. When you have a 60-point lead evaporate from the mainstream establishment candidate, that's a revolution. Whether Bernie Sanders wins or not, that is such a sea change that it's preposterous that they haven't reported it more significantly. Now, let's go to the actual protests and listen.
Hashtag Occupy CNN.
We're sick and tired of the media blackout and bias against Bernie Sanders. All candidates should get fair and equal coverage. And what's most important to me is there are people out there who are voting for Hillary Clinton, who are voting for Trump solely based on the information that CNN and MSNBC are shoving down their throats, that people, if they had all the actual facts, might not even be voting for them. It's not even just about Bernie. It's about fairness and journalism.
Shame on CNN! Shame on CNN!
They're puppeteers at this point, and they're committing media malpractice in a lot of ways.
We're here today because we're sick of the corporate media bias against Bernie Sanders and other candidates.
CNN's parent company is in the top 10 donors to Hillary Clinton's career.
The media has not actually done all its research, that it is not listening to the people that are actually outside this building today. I feel like they are taking away what we're here for and we fight for.
CNN is not televising this event. So through social media and through you guys, the Young Turks, which is my favorite channel, we're getting that message out.
TYT!
So the more people that tweet, hashtag, hear this message, we're able to get that message out to everybody.
I'm so excited because you are the future of media. Just as we are the political revolution, you are the media revolution. You are much needed.
TYT! 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 TYT!
That's pretty badass. I have to confess to enjoying that. And I like that sign. I wanted to show it to you guys again. Here, it's in a tweet now. Last tweet I'll show you on this. It's the Chris special that it's in. The revolution will not be televised. And, you know, I looked into that saying, and it's actually fairly important because the idea behind it, when it was originally said, was that television is part of the establishment. And it was said all the way back in, I believe, 1971, early 1970s. And of course, they're not going to televise a revolution that would overthrow them. That's why it was said, that's why it was put in poems and then in songs, and it became a part of popular culture. The revolution will not be televised because television is the establishment. And that's the message that Bernie Sanders had on this program when we interviewed him, and that's a message that's clearly resonating here. So luckily, now it doesn't have to be televised. We can carry it right here for you on the Young Turks. You can get it live streamed on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. So television, sad day for you. We don't need you anymore. This revolution is progressing whether you like it or whether you cover it or not.